Hey, Eagles fans, what's going down? It's your boy Dre, aka Dre Diesel, talking Philadelphia Eagles news all the way from sunny California. And this is the Cali Eagles podcast. What's going on, my folks? Man, we got 89 days, 89 Calvin Williams days until the kickoff of the 2024 NFL season. And I tell you guys, I just can't wait. Bring it on. Let's go. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate all you guys' views. Please, if you like the video, like, subscribe, hit that notification, let you know when I'm coming in. It's probably going to be about once a week. So this week, the garden that is the Eagles football news has been very plentiful with good stuff for us this week. Um, and for sure, there's a couple of trees, especially, that have yielded some juicy situations. Let's get into all the bountiful goodness right now. So, one thing I'm not going to talk about is the Sutton trade. It makes no sense. Dude is a wide receiver two at best, and we're not going to pay him that kind of money. So, I'm not even going to address a Cortland Sutton trade to the Eagles. But while we're on wide receiver, let's take a moment to look at our roster and see what we've got right now on our team. Because there's some of you guys out there that are still saying, hey, I don't think we have enough. I don't think that what we've got on the roster right now is going to cut it this year. And I understand that. I mean, I'm looking at it too. And does it feel a little bit thin? I mean, at first glance, yeah, maybe you might want to feel some way about it. But, let's just go over it a little bit, right? So we got A.J. Brown, Swole Batman. We got Skinny Batman. And then we got a new Batman with Paris Campbell, right? And this Batman comes to us from the Colts, and we signed him. We signed him in Parker early, so we knew that we had to address the wide receiver three spot. Obviously, Parker's moved on to sunnier shores, so Paris Campbell jumps into that spot, and he's held on to that obviously through the news that we've gotten from the OTAs and mini camp. That's my man right there at the third spot. And then who else we got? We got John Ross. We got Britton Covey. Britton Covey still can play wide receiver for us. Then, of course, we got the two rookies, Anais Smith and Johnny Wilson. And then we got in the wings, we got Joseph Nada and Jacob Harris. And these two guys apparently are playing pretty well. But, ultimately, I don't think those guys are going to make it. Those guys are going to be practice squad guys. Apparently, Joseph Nagata is a really good wide receiver, but he's got some dropsies. Um, so, even though he's got a lot of stuff with the second team, ultimately think that he will end up being a practice squad player. And then Jacob Harris, I'm not sure if he'll even make the team. So, who we're going to keep? We're going to keep probably about 7 guys, really, if you think about it. I imagine it's going to be A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, John Ross, Paris Campbell, and then the two Rickies, Anais Smith and Johnny Wilson, and that's 6. And then who else do we keep on top of that? Of course, our punt returner, Britton Covey, and that's 7. And I think that's going to round it out for us this year, guys. I mean, is there a chance that somebody else sneaks in and one of the rookies get put on the practice squad? That's a possibility. I mean, we got to go through training camp to figure that out, I'm sure. And like I've been saying, once these teams slim down to 53 men, just like we're going to be dropping probably a really good cornerback, some team's going to drop a wide receiver. So, I'm going to say I'm good with what we have, but I'm not going to rule out the fact that Matt Howie won't bust a move if we need any help at the position. They're talking about the offense is struggling right now, and I'm not going to hold any salt to it at all. Mini camp and OTAs mean very little to me other than position battles and things of that nature. Performance based, I'm not worried about interceptions, sacks and all that stuff because it's not real football. Like my man said.
Well, right now it's passing camp. It's everybody's in pajamas.
And so I think we're set at the wide receiver spot. All right, then moving on, man. We had pressers Monday. All right, and these press conferences, man, I really liked them, man. It was a lot of fun. We got to see some stuff from the younger guys we wanted to talk to and hear about and hear from. But then the coaches, man. The coaches dropped a nice one on us, right? We got to see all the coaches. We got to see, and if you haven't seen that, man, I suggest you take the time to go watch that press conference. Stout leads it off, then it's Hurt, I think is his name, the defensive line coach, linebackers coach, quarterbacks coach on there. And man, I got to tell you guys something real quick. I really love these coaches. And of course, everybody loves Stout, but I loved what the defensive lineman coach Hurt had to say. I really enjoyed his press conference. He gives a good one, man. He gives a real good press conference, kind of a no nonsense guy, and you can tell he's on board. And then I really like Doug Nussmeier. Apparently, him and Kellen Moore are pretty much a package deal, and they've been together for a while. So I kind of like that, and they sound like very intelligent football playing men. And I'm loving what they're going to be able to do for Jalen Hurts this year, man. It's just going to elevate Jalen Hurts' game to have some elite mentorship there. So I'm just really loving these coaches, man. It sounds really good. And of course, Stout, man. Stout is just a breath of fresh air, man. I'm gonna tell you right now, guys. I mean, it's just good to have a coach that just gives honest, hard facts. Boom. That's how it is. Bang. You can just tell, and that's probably his personality, and that's how he gets shit done. You know what I'm saying? And I just love it. I'm just loving the way our coaches look right now. And then Stout got into Mekhi Becton, right? He's saying that he didn't realize that dude could play swing and his versatility and all this. But then in the same breath, he's saying that he really loves Steen. And, I didn't take anything away from that said that Steen was going to be uprooted by Becton at the position. And I got to tell you guys something. As far as the guard position goes, if you guys think that Mekhi Becton is possibly going to step in and take that spot, I mean, honestly, I don't think I'd want Mekhi Becton playing guard for us, okay? I want him to be nimble enough to be able to play the tackle position if we have a guy go down. I love him at the backup tackle, but not at the backup guard. Not at all. And I understand that he's looking good and everything, and he might have a shot, but there's one thing that we don't know yet is we don't know about the running game yet, man. We have not run any kind of running game stuff that much. So we don't know how good these guys are going to be, right? Because
Well, right now it's passing camp. It's everybody's in pajamas.
so like coach said, we're just doing passing stuff right now. So, I think we need to pump the brakes a little bit on who's going to do what on this offensive line. Um, And then also we did sign another guard too, right? So we've got how many guards in the building now? We've got besides Landon, we got Steen. Sharping now is who we signed. Pat Sharping, I think his name is from the Texans or the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm not sure. And then we also have Hennessy and the rookie Keegan, as well as Becton possibly playing into that spot. And I'm saying to myself right now, something's up with the guard spot. Is it Hennessy? Is it Tyler Steen possibly? Is it the rookie Keegan that's not performing? Why are we going out and signing another guy? You know what I mean? And I think we've got another guy there too that can play it as well. I think we've got Toth around. I think he's playing something. So I have a feeling this signing might be a bad sign, and also the fact that Mekhi Becton is even a thought in the at running plays for us at the guard position means that we might be running a little thin in Stout's eyes with the talent we have at the guard position, especially at the backup spot. So something to think about, guys. Tell me what you guys think. I mean, are we? Do you think these guys that we have are going to pan out? Do you guys think Mekhi Becton can play guard? I really don't see it, man. He's a big, tall, great looking guy. I'm sure he's great in pass coverage. I'm just not seeing it. But let me know what you guys think. Hit me right down there. Yes, sir. Okay. And then speaking of pressers, what the devil was Devin White talking about? Can somebody please tell me what the devil a hottie toddy is? As far as I remember, a hottie toddy was a hot drink that my grandpa would drink in the wintertime because, it was like kind of like an Irish coffee. Uh, he would call a hottie toddy. So was he talking about these guys are like are hot as drinks? I don't know. I never heard that before in my life. I'm sure that's some Southern stuff. But if you guys understand that or understand what he's actually trying to say there, hit me up, man, because I was laughing. I was like, this boy got character right here, man. I still love to see it because you know what I'm saying. You can tell he's confident and he's ready to play, man. Hotty toddy. Also, in these pressers, man, we got some good information from BG and Devontae Smith about last year, and I'm loving it, man. Because I kind of called it. I was like, slowly stuff's gonna come out. We spend a lot of time like, man, what happened, man? Oh man, I can't figure out. Nobody knows what happened last year. Blah blah blah. And it's just like to me, it's all gonna come out, baby. Eventually, you can't hold that kind of stuff back. And then here comes BG. What'd he say? What that man say? He said, "Oh, we didn't have all the right coaches in the right positions." Okay, so what's he saying? We should have had the cornerbacks coach as the head coach, or we should have had. I think he was lightweight taking a shot at Nick Sirianni and saying that we had a head coach that should be a wide receiver coach. I don't know what he was trying to say. Ultimately, probably what he was trying to say is kind of scoot around the fact that they just have bad coaches. Period. Point blank. Bad coach. Desai, bad coach. Patricia, bad coach. You know, Brian Johnson, probably a bad coach. Nick Sirianni, good motivator though. Great with flowers, but I don't know, man. I don't know who BG was taking shots at, but it was kind of funny to me, and it just further tells you because BG he won't hold back. He ain't for that bullshit. He's tell you what's up, and then the one of the men that don't ever say anything ever come out and say some stuff too. And that's my man Devontae Smith, man. He come out and said what? He said, oh, it's stuff we weren't allowed to do or we couldn't do, weren't allowed to do last year. It wasn't about what you weren't allowed to do. It was about what the offense just wasn't doing no matter what the guys were saying. You know, it you're not allowed to do it. It's like it just wasn't there, period. And that was why you saw Jalen Hurts running off the field shaking his head like, nah, man, this ain't it, you know. So I think it's finally coming out, that we really screwed up last year. We let some guys go and we looked at ourselves probably kind of cocky and we're like, oh, we got enough talent, but we don't need coaching. These guys can do it with the guys we got. Anybody could do this, right? No, anybody ends up 10-6 and looking real bad at the end of the year. So now we're going to fix that, it looks like. And it's about time that they woke up. And I hope that, I'm not mad at Nick Sirianni. I hope he does motivate us back to another Super Bowl. But beyond that, it's like if Bro can't call plays, right? Because he's given that job up twice now. And I do commend him very much for stopping and saying, hey, this guy's a better man than me at doing this, probably. So why don't I give that over? You know what I mean? And let a better man do that. That's not easy to do. That takes a lot of hurt to your ego. But, he's still managed to maintain the respect of the players to some degree. And, let the man do his thing. Let him cook. Whatever it is he's actually doing, let him keep doing it, man. And I'm gonna back my coach regardless. I'm not gonna bash my guy. Especially not my head coach. But yeah, we found out about 2003 pretty much. All right. And then we get into what haven't we heard about all week? And it's been kind of a looming issue. We were all kind of like, oh shit, what's going to happen to the Eagles, man? Oh man, this ain't good, man. Oh, they did what? Oh, the Eagles tampered with Saquon, man. The Eagles were there. I'm like, if the Chicago Bears didn't tamper with DeAndre Smith, picking him up within 37 seconds of the bell ringing for free agency, then I guarantee you the Eagles did not do that. You know what I'm saying? You want to go after somebody, you go after the Chicago Bears, man, because they swooped up on Swift so fast, I couldn't even turn my hat around and Swift was gone. You know what I'm saying? So what are they coming after us for, man? I think it's, and the fact that, We haven't heard anything yet. We haven't heard anything yet. I'm hoping that means that we don't have a lot of repercussions from whatever the NFL thinks we did. And the little news I could get on it, it sounds like some he said, she said bullshit. Oh, this guy heard to this guy that this guy did something. I don't know. Hit me in the comments on that one because I couldn't really find out the whole story, man. If you guys are out there and got that news, let me know. But yeah, nothing yet. So no news is good news on that tampering bullshit. All right, and then Tuesday mini camp, right? We're getting into some heated battles here, right? And who shows up? Keely Ringo show Tuesday mini camp, right? And I'm like, okay, let all the boys flourish, man. Let these boys do their thing. And man, I'll tell you what, we might have found us a gem. It's time to really start thinking about Keely Ringo as more of an elite player. It sounds like as active as he's being on the first team. Of course, it's a lot easier when there's no run game for the defense to worry about. They can concentrate on the pass. But I'm going to say this: if we see Keely Ringo training camp come out rotating in first team reps, we got us one. And I'm excited about it, man. It's about time that we really do live up to the name no fly zone, especially in our hometown, man. So, you know, uh, this is good stuff for us. And I love to see Keely Ringo doing his thing out there, man. It was interesting to see his presser. That man must be one of the most soft spoken. Yes, we're gonna go out there. I was like, man, speak up, bro. It's like, where do you get your fire from? All of our guys are kind of just humble, just kind of quiet, and then just go out and ball in the secondary. And then CJ Garner Johnson, man, he has enough swag for all of them, so he could fill that whole secondary full of swag. But man, good to see Keely Ringo out there doing the thing. Yeah, it sounds like it might be curtains for Eli Ricks. His chances of making the roster now are really dwindling, along with a couple more guys. All right, and then since we're talking secondary, James Bradberry, man. James, boy, this guy just keeps on giving, doesn't he? One thing that we all said, what did we say going into minicamp? Okay, OTAs, he wasn't there, that's fine. But what's it going to mean if he doesn't show up for minicamp, right? If he doesn't show up for minicamp, yada, yada, yada. If he doesn't show up for minicamp, then you know what? Then I'm just going to write him off. If he doesn't show up for minicamp, well, you know what? He showed up for minicamp but he didn't show up for minicamp. The man has not played. And this is what happened. I'm going to tell you guys right now what happened. It's real simple, right? You know, Nick Sirianni comes out on the field. He's like, hey, James, how you doing? No, no, no. Hey, James, we're going to line you up at safety over there today. Safety? Okay, sure. Hurts himself, and he's off the field. Abductor injury. Now, I'm not one to call people malingerers, but to me, this sounds too suspicious to me. It just sounds something that probably Bradberry's agents in his ear, and this is just all a planned thing. Bradberry ain't gonna play safety. As soon as he got that news, man, he was like, "Forget this," and I don't think we're gonna see him, man. I really don't. It definitely hurts his chances if he wants to go to another team by looking like this, saying he got injured or whatnot. But a team's definitely still going to need a guy. So I have a feeling that he's definitely on the outs. Him playing for us is probably slim and none. I don't even know. Like, what was he going to play? Second team, secondary? Was he going to take Reed's spot? I wouldn't want to see that. He couldn't even play slot. If you got to cover a lot of ground if you play slot or safety. He couldn't play slot, so what makes me think, Sirianni's just trying to find a home for him right now at this point until the organization probably figures it out. But yeah, that one just keeps providing fruit, and I imagine that the best fruit is still yet to drop from that tree. I should say. And then another one is that keeps still bearing fruit is Hassan Reddick, right? So what did we say about Hassan Reddick? We said that, oh, if minicamp comes, oh, if he's still not signed, oh, we still only got what we got for him, oh. So maybe now we know what the actual deal was with Hassan Reddick. And I can tell you right now, every single part of this points to the fact that the dude is just a douche. He ended up being a douchebag about it, about what was going on, and nobody wanted to deal with him. And then he didn't want to deal with nobody else. And then we just finally were like, get this infection off our team, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, it was all good. It just was a money issue." Yeah, apparently, and I'm not out here hating on football players hustle. You want to be a player that only is out for the money, and you're good. Do you get your money? You know what I'm saying? And apparently, Hassan Reddick is one of those, but it does nothing for a culture or a chemistry on a team when you're just a freelance journeyman out there for the mighty dollar. You know, we are more into getting players in here like Devontae Smith, who likes where he's at, still getting paid, and doesn't have to gripe about or have any issues with his money situation. You know what I'm saying? That's a grown man right there. So, good riddance to Hassan Reddick. I hope he does get signed somewhere and it has a good future. But I'm glad he's off our team at this point, and the way this is all pounded out shows exactly why. So then we got Nakobe Dean, right? And man, I'm so glad to see that he's back. I was really concerned that he wasn't going to get any playing time at all, and the dude is back. He is a little bit behind, but still finding himself in the second team. I really have a concern about this, that this guy's going to catch a real case of the bench. It's really gonna affect his career. He's gonna catch the bench here, and guys are gonna keep coming in, keep getting chances when he's out, keep getting, and holding on to those chances. And this guy's just not gonna get a real opportunity to showcase what he can do. At this point, I really think that he's not going to be one of our starters. He's not on track to be one of our starters at this point, is what it would seem. Um, I do like Nakobe Dean, but it's just not looking too good right now for him as far as being a starter for the Eagles, I think. And then also we got one more thing. We got tell me what you guys think. Like, what is Josh Sweat's role really going to be? Are we actually thinking about having him come in and rush the passer, right? First down, second down, and then third down, take him out? I mean, are we not gonna? Is he really gonna play a more limited role with all the? I mean, I'm not sure how much money we're paying him, but his position is gonna have to cover in the passing game. Do we really see Josh Sweat doing that stuff? Or is he just going to take a diminished role and we're going to rotate him in and out on passing downs? Because if so, that's a dead giveaway. And then on first and second downs, they're going to attack him if he's not able to do those kind of things. So this is one of my last questions I was just wondering about, is what you guys really think Josh Sweat's role is going to be. Is he going to just still be a three down lineman? Or is that going to change, you think? Real interesting one. And I really appreciate you guys' time coming in and talking to me about it. So yeah, man, that's about it. I hope you liked the video weekend review with the Cali Eagles. I'm Dre, aka Dre Diesel, coming to you from sunny California, and this has been the Cali Eagles podcast. If you like, please subscribe. It means everything, man. Hit the like button. We like those too. Love comments. I don't know it all. I love hearing everybody else's different perspectives. Tell me where you're from. Tell me about yourself. Tell me how you became an Eagles fan. Tell me about what we talked about today. I love talking about all of it, man. So yeah, hit me up. It's been Cali Eagles. Thanks for meeting me at the door. We'll catch you on the next one.